Hi everyone, this is Balázs from RacingBrick. You could already see a part of the Technic 2023 January wave on the channel, the Bugatti Bolide and the two Monster Jam trucks. If you missed any of these videos, I made a playlist that is accessible in the top right corner. Today I will build one of the smaller sets, the 42147 Dump Truck. I bought this set right after the release, it was not sent by LEGO. This does not affect my review in any way, but some of you thought it is important to highlight, so here you go. As you see, it has a pretty small box, it is a 7 Plus set, and the 2-in-1 logo in the corner is pretty promising. The B model is revealed on the back, and despite the low piece count it is surprisingly different, we get an excavator. I will be building both variations today, let's open the box. The set has 177 pieces, the price is €10 or $13 and it is already available in LEGO shops. The contents of the box are a bit surprising, we get 3 unnumbered bags, a couple of loose lift arms and panels, and a small sticker sheet and 2 manuals. First I thought we get printed instructions for the B model, but that's not the case. For some curious reason the manual is split in two. These panels are actually new in dark blue, and the very small panel fairings are also new in this color. There's one brand new piece type in the set, and it is this connector hub that is literally the old one with 2 pins cut off. It will be definitely useful for such smaller builds, we will see what else can be done with it. Now let's start building. The process is fairly quick and straightforward, but we shouldn't expect big surprises in a 7 Plus set. Now here comes the new connector hub and things do get more exciting actually. With a couple of frictionless pins and lift arms, the steering system is taking shape. It slides in here and then secured in place, you can see how it will work. I'm not sure if the central beam is required to limit the steering angle, we will see how it performs once the build is finished. Here's the column for the hand-of-God steering, and we already have the rear axles and the bed support in place. The bright light orange pieces are not new, but some of these weren't used for many years, so it's nice to see them in a new set. This assembly already comes from book 2, apparently there's no particular build reason for splitting the manual here. The first sticker to apply is the license plate, then a few others and we have the grille of the truck. The doors are using a few system pieces for the wheel arch at the bottom, and there's the tiny panel fairing at the top, but apparently these are not even doors as they will be fixed in place. We have the A-pillars here, and it's time to build a bed. The attachment of the linkage for the bed is a bit tricky. There are only a few pieces to add, here are the 4 wheels, and we are finished. So, here is our little truck, and I really like it. It is easy to control using the knob on the top, you can drive it around without any effort. From a functionality standpoint, officially we have the steering and the bed tipping feature, which works with this lever on the side. But there's actually an extra, sort of hidden feature, you can open the doors as well. Okay, not both at the same time, since those side panels have a structural purpose, so this happens if you open both, but if you only open one at a time, then it's totally fine. You can even put a minifig in, although there's no dedicated seat and you need to have the hairpiece removed, but I think kids wouldn't really mind if it fits. I mentioned this central beam in the steering rack during the building, let's remove it to see if the steering angle can be improved. Well, apparently there's no big change, I guess it has more like a structural reason then, it keeps the two sides securely connected, without it you can pull these connectors apart accidentally. So I think we have a great little truck here, now let's see that B model. Instructions are digital only, but luckily they are already available on lego.com. The build begins with an interesting layered structure using the half beams of the set. Then we are building the boom with some lift arms, connecting the pieces this way to provide the functionality. At this point we realize that it works the other way around, the body will be on this end. A few details added to this side with the small system pieces, this one should be aligned properly on the axle. Here's a second control lever, then there's a tricky connection here at the back with all these pins, then comes the cabin with the lights. The undercarriage is that simple with the 2 inverted panels, there's a single pin to connect the 2 sections, we add the wheels and we are ready. As you see, we have very few pieces left from the A model, which is pretty impressive. So, here is the end result, and due to the structural differences it feels to be way bigger than the A model for the first sight. I was a bit worried about the stability originally, but honestly it is way better than I thought. It is very light, so you shouldn't have high expectations, but it is totally playable. Due to the small part selection, the range of motion is limited, the stick cannot move separately from the boom. Despite this, you can somewhat mimic the motions of a real excavator, and with some help it is possible to pick up stuff. I think as a B model of a dump truck, this is still quite impressive. So, let's sum it up. I think this is a great set considering the price and the piece count. I've seen Technic sets with like 10 times higher price tag offering less functionality. Everything works, there's an interesting and quite different B model. This is a great beginner Technic set for kids, and I think adults won't be disappointed with it either. And the presence of the new special pieces is a nice extra, so it is also useful as a parts pack. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, folks. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. I also suggest to subscribe with notifications as more exciting LEGO videos are coming soon. See you next time, bye bye.